Ihum in 1/40th of your day, a timeline of the eras that got us to today. First, a rebirth of ancient Greece and Rome, a renaissance in Venice where mannerism was known. Doges instead of kings took care of the state. Who would paint the throne room of the palace and be praised? A second choice Tintoretto in his pride, painted in the style of the other guy. Outside Italy, there were some new ideas. Man is corrupt, just see Bosch's fears. While Venetian painters watched their frescoes dry, Durer grew in fame with his woodcut selling high. 1517, Luther nailed up high his protest of indulgences and corrupt leaders' lives. Luther didn't want the present wars and split that led to Protestantism, but King Henry did. The Baroque era, rich in music and art, Vivaldi's program music played by girls was a start. Bernini colonnade built around St. Peter's Square, an embrace from the church to followers of faith. Artistic movements included Dutch Protestant. The Vanitas paintings remind us what's most important.
Hedonism is the theme to know. It means to pursue pleasure and self-indulge. The swing by Fragonard is this era's crown. It shows they were fancy with lavish gowns. Henry Rosseo wrote all that lacked about society's social contract. Then people challenged the status quo and lived by the motto, dare to know. The French people felt that they were shunned, so they started a revolution. Napoleon led the French army on a mule, but made David paint him on a horse to look cool. When music emphasized perfection and form, 3-year-old Mozart took the world by storm. Then the symphony Requiem was made, and now his music will never ever fade. Any place but here, any time but now, was this era's anthem and their vow. Nationalism, nature, emotionally occult, shaped Delacroix's art as a result.
1848, taking pictures wasn't great. You could say it was a fad. Realism had a cool dad. Courbet was his name. His painted pictures brought him fame. Another came to town, painting women all around. Some know him as Edward, others know him as Manet. Degas would paint the ladies who were doing their ballet. (1809 to 82), you could find him at the zoo. This guy could really talk about the fossils, birds, and rocks. Genetic variations would lead to his creations. Charles Darwin, for the win. When Abe was the president, the Civil War was the event. Unity was gone, war broke out as soon as dawn. When the war was raging, still art was never aging. The girl I left behind and the quilts we'd later find were pieces that were cherished when the love and light had perished. Monet, he painted dots, you could say there were a lot. Your eyes know, but many had their minds blown. His art was instant, his art was great. Many said,
"This guy can paint!"
Expressionism next, as we are immersed. Matisse paints Icarus, bet you wish you did it first. He repaint our emotion and abandon what's reality. Next to Nietzsche's thoughts, which not one person could foresee. His thoughts to build to power, leave people confused. But looking deeper into it, you may find yourself amused. Be a good person for the sake of being good and become a superman. And truth is not quite understood the way we used to know it. Now it's all relative, and learning from our sins is suddenly imperative. Post-romanticism now, 1890 to 1930, as we continue to drift away from standards that used to be sturdy. We meet the first generation of people to say, "I'm an old soul, I was born in the wrong decade." Musicians obsessed with the romantic arts, with songs focused on emotion touching others' hearts. Rachmaninoff composed Rhapsody on theme of Paganini, and ELGAR creates a beautiful song, Nimrod, for his bestie. Poor Russian Igor Stravinsky took flight when his new composition caused a huge fight. Interpretation of dreams, Freud asks us to outgrow dependence on others, and our child wishes to let go. 1900 starts the era of modernism, meta-narratives, universal truth, and extreme nationalism. Everyone's entered into a race to be different, and the new art style, Cubism, honestly is magnificent. Cubism changes, form, space, and time, and Pablo Picasso's art is in its very prime.